Welcome to Ranger Reviews, a web series where we look at episodes of the TV show Power Rangers and then discuss them. Today we're exploring the 62nd episode of Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, as well as the second episode of Season 2 titled The Mutiny Part 2. We begin this episode with the Power Rangers right where they left off, with only the T-Rex Zord. Turns out this is Lord Zedd's plan so that he can turn this Zord against them, which Piranha's head promptly does. Their only hope now is Tommy. Tommy's in the command center being re-energized by Zordon, and after he zaps his helmet on, he's out of there. Tommy arrives and calls out the Dragon Zord, and it results in T-Rex and Dragon Zord fighting against each other. On the moon, Lord Zedd just says, well, I might as well take control of the Dragon Zord too. So he does by making Piranha's head do it. I feel like that's like the worst assembly line ever. Dragon Zord attacks the Rangers, and Zordon tells Alpha to prepare for Phase 2. What? Whatever. Dragon Zord and T-Rex Zord are still rampaging through the city in the most drawn out way possible. Tommy tries to distract the Dragon Zord long enough for the Rangers to get into the T-Rex, but they get fired at by the Dragon Zord, hitting them off of a building that they were just on. I swear, this episode is just showing us the exact same footage over and over again. The Rangers say that they need to get back to the command center like 3 times. They finally do, and we see our heroes helmetless. Zordon's plan is to give them new Zords with the power of thunder to defeat Lord Zedd, and Alpha leads them outside to look up into the sky to see their new Zords. Jason has the Red Dragon Thunder Zord. Trini has the Griffin Thunder Zord. Zach has the Lion Thunder Zord. Billy has the Unicorn Thunder Zord. And Kim has the Firebird Thunder Zord. They will come together as a Thunder Megazord. Kim asks, what about Tommy? And Alpha explains that they don't know if Tommy is going to remain a Ranger because his powers suck. Oh, also they can't control the new Zords until they take back control of their old Zords. This Phase 2 part sucks. In the command center, the Rangers talk about how today sucks, and wow, nothing happens in like a total 2-minute scene, except that Trini and Billy are going to the lab to try to figure out a way to get the old Zords back, which we get a scene of them doing. Cool. Meanwhile, Bulk and Skull are still racing, so I guess they stole the teens' stuff. Francis Head shows up at the track, so Jason, Kim, Tommy, and Zach argue with Zordon about how they can't just let the monster attack. And Zordon says, I mean, we'll just like let this one ride itself out, it's fine. Bulk and Skull argue over which way to go and they part ways. That's it. Zordon contacts Billy and Trini about the device, which isn't complete yet. 4 others decide to back to action anyways to put this scene out of its misery. They appear at the track looking for Piranha's head. Lord Zedd decides to milk this episode even more by sending down his putties to wear them down. And wow, this episode really could have just been like 5 minutes long. The Rangers fight the Z putties to the tune of Ron Wasserman's I Will Win, and Piranha's head is there, but then he just disappears. We check in on Bulk and Skull, who are driving around aimlessly. Anyways, the Rangers are still fighting, and now Bulk and Skull run into each other, and before they can even yell at each other, the Piranha's head monster appears, sending their ATVs haywire, and they go away. Who cares? We're almost done with this blip of an episode. The Rangers are still somehow fighting the Z putties to the tune of Ron Wasserman's We Need a Hero. Only now they're finally hitting the Z's like they should have been doing from the start. Piranha's head shows up and he calls out the T-Rex Zord and the Dragon Zord, and the Rangers scream in panic before they're getting blasted at. Zordon summarizes how they still need the old Zords for some reason, and the other Rangers lament how badly they need Billy and Trini. To be continued. That was literally an entire episode. So I can't be angry at this episode for doing absolutely nothing because it literally introduced 5 new Zords, and it created another conflict where they have to take control of their old Zords in order to use the new Zords. Oh my god, they ended up in the exact same spot where they started out in. They're being attacked by the old Zords and they need help. That's it. Nothing has really changed in 20 whole minutes, and it's even more embarrassing when you realize that this season opener aired in prime time. Man, will they finally do literally anything next time? Find out then, but until then, may the power protect you.